What is reality? Well, that's easy. It's everything that's real. But is reality real? Are you real? Am I real? Is anything real? How real does something have to be for it to truly be reality? This is the very same question that Douglas Quaid would be asking himself in the 1990 film Total Recall. For those who are unaware, Total Recall is a sci-fi action movie from the 1990s starring... Oh god, what was this guy's name again? It was like... Come on. Someone in the comments help me out here. What was his name? I want to say Dwayne John Cena, something like that. I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter. And of course, in classic sci-fi movie tradition, it is set in the future, in which Mars has become somewhat colonized by humanity. Except Mars is treated a lot more like a vacation spot, since most people usually aren't really able to go there. And thus the recall technology was invented. Now, essentially, what the recall machine does is it gives people false memories, and so it's used to give people memories of going on vacations or relaxing trips or whatever. Doug requested that they programmed his memories to be of him as a secret agent on Mars. He even designed his love interest in the story to look like a woman he met in a dream once, even though he's already married. Does that count as cheating? I think that's more owning a body pillow while married. Only something went horribly wrong with the process. Instead of giving him fake memories, it had reactivated previously silenced real memories. As it turns out, he actually was a secret agent, and he actually did have unfinished business on Mars. And as it turns out, the woman from his dreams was actually a real person as well. I guess you could say she's the girl of his dreams. At one point, Quaid is told that he isn't actually a secret agent, and this whole thing isn't the product of fake memories either. Instead, what really happened was whenever the memories were put into him, it had basically melted his brain, and this whole thing was just one big comatose dream he was having. Now, he does not believe this theory, but something happens later on that makes things even more interesting. In yet another shocking turn of events, it's revealed that Doug doesn't actually exist. He never existed. All along, he was actually a bad guy, really named Carl, and he joined the Resistance as a spy but had his memories erased. And this adds a whole nother layer to the reality debate. If Doug never really existed and he was Carl all along, then is Carl who he really is? But since Carl was erased and now Doug is in control, is Doug who he really is? Of course, ultimately, Doug chooses the side of good, and so he activates an ancient artifact supposedly left behind by aliens to basically put air on Mars, giving it a breathable atmosphere like Earth, effectively saving the entire population of all the mutants. Happy ending, right? Wrong! At the very beginning, a technician mentions the phrase, blue sky on Mars, implying that this entire thing really was just an imagination of some sort, and the bright light at the end is either Doug waking up from the memories or him dying while in the coma. Well, there you have it. Case closed. None of it was real, and Doug is either dead or extremely delusional. Well, you're wrong again! Sure, it might be the cynical and easy option to just assume, well, of course it's all a dream. Why would it not be a dream? But I just don't think that's enough. In It 2017, Georgie hits his head right before Pennywise is introduced. Does this mean the entire movie is all just in his head? In Ben 10, Ben never encountered any aliens before finding the Omnitrix. Does that mean the meteor really just crashed on top of him and the whole thing was his comatose dream? You can take pretty much anything and just think of random BS reasons for why it exists in a dream world without any actual evidence that it's in a dream. And sure, there are some things that are implied to be inside someone's head, and depending on your interpretation, they actually are, and Total Recall certainly is one of those types of movies. But I believe that with Total Recall, the evidence seems to stack up on the side of reality, and here's why. As you remember, at one point the bad guys try to convince Doug that the whole thing is indeed not a memory, but a comatose dream he's having while his brain is slowly frying. And this is definitively debunked as shown when Doug killed the doctor, which means that the ending in which he dies in the bright light is definitively not canon. And remember, the spy memories were something that he bought, and it would kind of make sense for a spy memory to maybe like frick around with a person's mind a bit, but it does seem kind of like a bad design to completely trick the buyer into thinking they're living an entire different life. Like, they do like joke like, oh, you're gonna have so much fun, you're not gonna want to come back, but like, yeah, no, that would cause some serious mental scarring if you did that to someone, and could possibly lead to the business getting sued. The main villain of the simulation is Cohaagen, who is definitively shown to be a real person in this world, so why would the simulation make him the bad guy? That would be like if Hollywood did a big budget action blockbuster where the main villain was Joe Biden. You see, Douglas requested that aliens also were a part of the dream, except we never actually see any aliens. The aliens shown on the monitors appeared much more xenomorph-esque, whereas we only see alien technology and mutants are not aliens. The most aliens we actually see are just bones. Gah, aliens are like dinosaurs. You can never find more than just bones. See, it's funny because aliens are real now, but you don't care. Yeah, that's right, I know, you don't care. But what of Melina? He literally made her in a character customizer machine thingy. Except, no, he did not, since he first met her in a dream, and dreams cannot create false faces. And as for the blue sky on Mars quote at the beginning, well, this one is a bit of a stretch, but if those fake memories were able to reactivate his real memories, maybe they weren't actually fake memories at all, but they were perhaps based on his real memories or something like that, and he always knew that his goal was to bring a blue sky to Mars, thus that's how it ended up in the machine. Again, bit of a stretch, not really definitive, but it's what I like to think. Now, it's perfectly fine to believe that it all really was just a dream. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions, after all. But I thought that since the whole it's just a dream theory is so popular and oversaturated, I thought it would be nice to maybe share reasons why I thought it couldn't be possible. And if there's any, like, takeaway from this video, I guess you could say it's, reality isn't real. It's really just what you make of it. You could go your whole life believing one thing, and in a second, it's all taken away. And it can never, ever come back. Bye! Guys, look! Look, it's Obama! It's Obama on the $50 bill. Guys, look. Please pay attention to me. Please give me approval. Please.